Hi guys, I'm Giadora and welcome to my sewing room. This is a vlog on my sewing journey of making my own wardrobe as well as getting all my commissions done for 2021. So here it is. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I mean, I'm a little late as it is Monday, February 15th, but for those of you who celebrate, happy Valentine's anyway. I don't personally celebrate. We prefer just, everyday kind of love and everyday kind of gifts instead. And the whole Hallmark holiday of Valentine's is kind of a little overdone, but I mean, it's a holiday. Celebrate, guys. It doesn't matter. So here we are today, and I have not gotten a ton of sewing work, done, because I am currently in the progress of a lot of hand sewing and a lot of projects. So I'm going to kind of get my notes here and kind of let you know what happened this week. So first and foremost, I reorganized this whole room. So I'm going to give you a quick tour and I'll spin you around and show you around. But I did change my whole room because it just wasn't working. So my cubes there, they're perfect. They are exactly what I need and I need to build more of them. But first, I have to get the materials for that. And right now it is minus 26 outside and I don't want to. So I am making do with what I've got and I've put what needs to be done in places that I can find. So for me, I have been putting all of my fabric onto bolts. So the cardboard bolts, oh my goodness, not a single one is in reach. Strange. So I have been working on putting all of my fabric onto cardboard bolts and being able to put them up onto my shelves. Hidden away in my closet is all of my knit, or at least most of my knit. I think I have one more bin of knit in order to finish off the rest of my knit and I will all be done. And I finally have all the pieces. A lot of those pieces are only like little pieces, so they're actually in little bins over there. So, like I said, I'm going to show you guys around my sewing room a little bit so I can explain what happened, but it's been an adventure this week. It has also been a huge video adventure as I've been putting together the last pieces for the wardrobe rehaul. My overhaul of my wardrobe, and I have finished all of my regular clothing and I will be moving on to my costume soon. Those videos just need to be edited. So work with me. I'm working on it. I'm a slow editor, so that's how it works. I also have two other projects on the go. I have a witch hat that I want to get and show you guys how to make, as well as I'd like to walk you through how I serge my seams without my serger because it is still in the shop, as many things are. So, on the three projects that we did get work for, well, we didn't. We got work on two projects done. So, we got some work done on my winter style dress of the walkaway dress, as well as some more triangles done for my D20. Now, both of those projects are really big hand sewing. So all of this trim that's kind of just draped all over her is all the trim that has to go on by hand. So I chose suede as my bias tape, and I have to admit that don't do it. It's slippery, it moves around, it doesn't fray on the bias, so I mean, that's a good thing. It has a lot of trouble with the machine, so it slips and slides, and because this is such an enormous length, because each of the seams is so long, I'm just not quite willing to trust my pins and sew it by machine, because trust me, they were wrong, and I've had lots and lots of time to get to know my coat, and as I still love it, so it doesn't matter. It does have a weird poly smell on the suede, so I think the Rubbermaid I stored it in didn't have one of my scent thingies in it, so it picked up that weird rubber smell that comes with storing your fabric in Tupperware containers. Such is life. When it goes through the wash, it'll be fine. Yes, this will be able to go through the wash. all of its weight, no problem. I wash much heavier blankets than this. So this will go through the wash and that'll lose all of its smell. The D20 is hand sewing. I have many of these triangles to hand stitch down, and this one you probably can't see, but this one the seams haven't been sewn down properly and stuff like that, so I'm going in by hand and fixing all of those, as well as making it all look neat, flat. I'm going to attach all my pockets by hand for the same reason. Just the angles of the D20, it means just I need to have lots of hand space in order to do it. I also can't put it all together yet because each hand sewing piece has to be finished completely before I can put the next layer of D20 on. So currently we are sitting with the bottom sewn together, but it still needs finishing touches. The pockets have been attached to it, but the zippers have been attached to the pockets, I think. Yes? No, I haven't attached them yet. So this is before my finishing. I need to finish this, then I'm going to sew in the pockets. Then those pockets have zippers on them. Then I need to add the zipper flaps, which need to be attached to the zippers first, and then I have to hand stitch the rest of it in. And then I need to add the pockets, which will have drawstrings instead of zippers, around the middle section of the D20, and then the lid itself also is going to be all bias bound, and I haven't gotten that done either. So it's a lot of hand sewing, and it takes a lot of time, and week by week we'll get through it. The third one we were working on was King Giadora, and he's not any further along than he was. He is literally just set aside. I am so caught up in a billion things that this week he just didn't get any work done. And I'm disappointed because I really want to get that done for my son. He's 5 and, impatient and ideas flit. But so far he's been pretty patient with me and very dedicated about wanting this King Giadora costume. So hopefully he can work with me long enough for me to actually get it done. And if not, I hope he appreciates it when I finally do get it done anyway. I've been working on it in my mind for the most part. So, on the notes, Monday through Thursday was refinishing this room, as well as getting all my vids and stuff done. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I hand sewed on this. So all that's done on this now is this bias piece all the way around the skirt is finished. So my trim is attached and nice. I am going to go in and add a trim to the back of this with some satin bias binding, which I already have cut. I'm just going to have to iron it, which it irons, so at least that's a little better. And that will cover up all of the stitches on the inside that really became kind of wonky as we went here. They got really bad. I forgot to switch. Sorry. I forgot to switch my needle to ballpoint when I flipped over my skirt. So the front of my skirt is a knit fabric and the back of my skirt is a satin fabric. When I'm sewing through the satin, and I've got satin first, I use my regular universal needle. What I forgot to do is when I switched over to the knit side, I forgot to grab my ballpoint needle, so I ended up messing with the tension, messing with everything, and just forgetting entirely that I'm sewing through knit. And that would cause the thread and everything to be really messed up, to have the tension all messed up, and it really did come down to my needle. I know, because the last 6 inches I remembered, and I switched to my ballpoint, and I had no issues. So, there you go. It's a learning experience. That is the sewing journey, after all. That's really all of it. I didn't get a lot done. I don't feel unaccomplished though, because a lot of what I have gotten done this week, you guys will get to appreciate and enjoy later. I am not entirely certain when I'm going to be releasing those videos. Like I said, I am a slow editor, and all of this is kind of crazy new to me. So that's it for this week, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks here I will be able to get those videos out and I will be able to show you what I've been working on. I will see you guys next week if not, and I really enjoy getting your guys' comments. I haven't gotten a lot, but I mean, every comment that you guys say, it helps me improve. And my siblings, they help me, and my mom helps me, and I really enjoy it. So if you want these videos to be more enjoyable for you, let me know. Well, let me know anything. I'm actually quite happy to learn. All right, guys. So I know this week hasn't been a lot of sewing, but I do feel a little more accomplished than I did when I was first starting, because I realized that I actually did get a lot done. It's just that hand sewing is a slow process and I just have to learn to accept that. In the meantime, I guess I'm going to show you guys around the room because I did a lot of changes and I'm really proud of what I did and I'd love to show you. I will hopefully have everything all set up for next week or the week after that. My poor cat is very tired of being locked out of my sewing room since I haven't actually spent any time with her this morning, but that's okay. I will be spending that time with her soon. We will have some coffee and relax. In the meantime, why don't you guys let me know if you have any questions and I'll show you around the room. So this, of course, is my chaos board. This is my board of inspiration and all of the stuff that I keep close at hand and all of my notions and things like that that I need on a regular basis. And this is just a piece of foam board that is sitting over my bookshelf there and on my table. And it's only here because this enormous beauty is way too big for what I currently have for my sewing table. And when I put her on just this, she drops off and it messes with my seams. So this piece of foam board has been my savior. And over here has become my new notion section. And I'm just going to pull this out. So that piece of cardboard holds all of the stuff that's in the back there. And I can easily slide it forward and get stuff off of it when I haven't piled a bunch of stuff on the sides for no reason. But in there is basically, yeah, I can slide all that stuff forward and I can get at it. It's not stuff I need often. This is the board it's sitting on, and this is all very carefully and very precariously stacked since that is my bookshelf. And it's a very narrow bookshelf, and then I have its door holding up my piece, and then I have a table that is allowing this foam board shelf to just rest here, and then on top I have all of the notions that I can't really fit in anything because they're a little bit too tall, and the things I constantly need, like my tools and my machine needles and my sewing machine needles and my sewing machine feet, because I switch between those all the time. And then I put, of course, what I'm using here is right here, and then my inspiration board. And my rulers are up there, and I apologize for all the shiny, but this is just on a moving, one of those drapes, curtain rods, and I just can put my rulers back, and that way I can get them when I need them. And I have this stack of stuff, which is mostly just my notions and like little pieces of fabric. And then this is where I have to do. This is all my to-do list of fabric I need to fold and put away and stuff like that. And then, of course, over there is my regular shelving, which hasn't changed, and in there really hasn't changed. Mostly my closet is now full of fix-its, and over there is King Giadora, and my cotton notion, or cotton remnants are hiding in the corner. So that's my room now, and I have to admit, not too shabby. It's a little easier to work in here, and I can get to all of my notions, and that wire cage that I did have here just wasn't cutting it for me, and I'm much happier this way. So that's what's been mostly going this week, because it has taken way more effort than I thought it would. So this is my sewing room now, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I really needed some inspiration from my surroundings, and I really needed my notions to not be so much in the way. They were all over the place. They were on my sewing table. They were in unreachable corners where I couldn't get to. They kept dropping off the side of my table. I had a great deal of difficulty doing that, and I am really glad that I got that done this week. So if your sewing room or your sewing area needs a cleanup or a tidy, I would say go do it. Take 20 minutes, take an hour, and just get your sewing area back to, you know, your level of cleanliness, your level of organization for the projects that you currently have going. Because I may work chaotically and I work in a lot of chaos, but maybe that doesn't work for everybody. So I'll see you guys next time. So all sewing journeying has been halted because my cat wants cuddles. Look at her cute little face. Yeah.